Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's time to solve another puzzle, and today's puzzle is the Hanayama Key 2 puzzle. Now, I've checked this before, being that it's named the Key 2. Obviously, if it's Key 2, then there is a Key 1. However, the Key 1 or Key 2 is essentially an improvement of Key 1. So we don't need to bother with doing Key 1 first and then Key 2. We're just going to crack straight on with the second version and hopefully, well, what should be an improved version of the puzzle anyway. I need to say the number 2 once more, given that it is a level 2 difficulty puzzle. That is out of 6 on the Hanayama difficulty scale. And as always, our aim today is going to be to do 3 things. To disassemble the 2 pieces, I think, then to reassemble it back into its original Key 2 position. And then once we've done that, we will then place the puzzle on our leaderboard of difficulty. So far, we've got the easiest puzzle down here. We've got the hardest puzzle up here, and going left to right, bottom to top, everything in between. Task number 1, disassemble the puzzle. Okay, so here is the Key 2 puzzle. Obviously our aim is to disconnect the 2 keys. And being a level 2, this shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. We'll have a quick look at the box. So the cast key is one of the long-selling puzzles among Hanayama's cast puzzle series. We have created a new version of this puzzle, emphasizing style and precision, called Key 2, designed by Otaki and Wong. The object is to separate the 2 keys and then restore them to their initial state. It looks simple, but in fact involves a little trick. Beginners should therefore be careful not to pull them apart by force. That's the first warning I think I've ever seen on a Hanayama puzzle. Do not break. So what have we got? We've got 2 different keys. One of them has a gap in here. One of them has a straight line thing here. It's going to be interesting to find out what this thing is for. We shall endeavour to figure it out. Oh, that was nice. So we turned it, we came around there and through there, and then, oh, can we slide that? That looks like it fits pretty perfect down there. Based on this shouldn't take very long to solve at all. And then, yeah, looking at, you might, can I see it? So looking at, if you look at it from this side, I think essentially it's the same on these 2 sides here. And you can see here that it's thicker on this side and a bit thinner on this side. So this side, so that probably means that if we can, yeah, go over there and over there. Oh, do we then go all around? No. This has happened very fast, but this is cool. I like this. I like these moves. But where do we go next? That doesn't seem to fit over this middle bit. Where do we go next? I'm trying to go backwards at the minute just so I can remember. Yeah, so we came on there. So we go over there, around, onto that bit. One question should be, where does it actually come off? Where does it actually separate? I'm guessing we need to come back on here in the opposite way. Ah, there it is. That took a while. I was going through it and trying to think, right, where's the actual separation point? And I assumed that it might be up here or like back up here somewhere. So we got to here and I was thinking, right, well, where are the possible other positions? Obviously you can go over there, but then you can't go anywhere. But yeah, that should have come to me a bit quicker, but at the same time, there's some very cool moves involved in that one. I like that one. Key 2 is separated, so that's task 1 done in, what, around 6 or 7 minutes, depending on how much time I spent faffing around at the start. But yeah, task 1 done, time to put it back together. So I don't imagine that this is going to take very long at all. I got very familiar with, I think it was this, was it this way around? This way around. I got very familiar with this first sequence of moves. Was it that? It wasn't that way around. Must have been this way around. So then we come upside down, we can come around here, over that bit, down to here. You can slide over the tiny little grooves that are in this corner of this key bit, and then we can flip around, turn, and I think this was the original position. Let me double check that. So if we replicate that position, it is there. That's the original position. There we go. Key 2 done. Okay, so that is the Key 2 puzzle solved relatively quickly. I'd never thought that it was going to take a long time with it being a level 2 puzzle, but it was very interesting. I like those sorts of puzzles that have lots of moves. Some of which are quite surprising, especially given that it's only 2 pieces. So, I mean, you come off the sort of the end of the key, down the length of it, and then sort of around the handle of the key. It's impressive. Finding that final move was a nice little, well, actually, I guess it said on the box, a nice little trick. I'm guessing that final move was the little trick, because yeah, that's the move that it took me the longest to find, and was, yeah, quite satisfying, and I was happy to find it when it happened. So now that we've done those first 2 tasks, we have separated the 2 Key 2 pieces. I've said too many times in this video. And then, now that we've put it back together into its original position, it's now time to do the final task, the third task, of placing it on the difficulty leaderboard. We have the loop, the easiest puzzle that we've done so far down here. We have the hourglass, which is the hardest puzzle that we've done all the way up there. And yeah, we need to place the Key 2 piece somewhere in the middle of those 2. It's definitely not the hardest. It's definitely not going to overtake or undertake the loop as the easiest puzzle we've done so far. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. It's going to be bottom shelf for definite, given the time and well, there was hardly any frustration in trying to figure this one out. We're going to start on the bottom row, and let's just go with the middle point. Let's go here. So are we easier or harder than the Galaxy puzzle? We are harder than the Galaxy puzzle. The Galaxy puzzle was a bit of a challenge to put back together. It was extremely easy to take apart. The Key 2 is almost the reverse of that. Tougher to take apart than it is to put back together, as long as you remember the way that you took it apart. So we are harder than the Galaxy puzzle, we are harder than the Harmony puzzle, we're harder than the hashtag puzzle. The hashtag puzzle is just one relatively simple move. The ABC puzzle is probably quite similar to the Key 2 puzzle, given that it is just 2 pieces and one piece moving, or one piece moving around the other, and there's quite a few moves before it actually separates. So I'm not sure whether the ABC is easier or harder. My instinct is harder, but we might come back to that one. We'll jump up to the hook puzzle. The hook, again, fewer moves to separate the hook, but possibly harder to find a single move, rather than easier to find lots of moves. If we jump up to the box, we're definitely not harder than the box. That one, yeah, was just more challenging. We'll keep it as straightforward and as simple as that. So, are we below the ABC puzzle, between the ABC and the hook, or above the hook? I think we're harder than the ABC. That was similar in terms of it was just the final separation that I struggled with slightly on that one. But I think we're going to go above the ABC, easier than the hook. I think the one challenging move to find on the hook is harder than the multiple easier moves to find on the key 2 puzzle. So there we go, that is us done for today. We've solved the key 2 puzzle, we've placed it on the leaderboard. So thank you very much for being here. Let me know what you think of the key 2 puzzle in the comments below. If you want to see me solve any more of these Hanayama puzzles, or then the step-by-step solutions to each and every one of them, the key 2 puzzle solution will be out in a couple of weeks. Then you should click my face just here to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace!